Okay, Ghost of Yotei. Um, Ghost of Yotei. So, if you remember, Ghost of Tsushima was probably one of the best games to come out in the last decade. I put it on par with, for me, I put it on par with Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, Elden Ring, Monster Hunter World, Claire Obscure Expedition 33. This is just Ghost of Tsushima was one of those life changing video games, at the very least for me, and I know it was for a lot of you. And so, obviously, highly anticipating a sequel, people were not pleased to find out that not only are they going not with a sequel to it, but what a spinoff or whatever the hell. We're getting a completely new character that's a woman, and what some time in the future. I don't know. Either way, they've released some gameplay for it. Now I'm gonna let you see. I gotta be honest with you. It's pretty boring, and not because the gameplay looks bad, but it looks boring because it looks exactly like Ghost of Tsushima. So of it's not anything new. And you can show this off in a 5-minute video. You get what I'm saying? Instead, they decided to give us 20 minutes of, I feel like I'm being told something I already knew. Now, the game does look good. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't look any different from Ghost of Tsushima. And my whole position is, if you're going to give us a sequel, if you're going to give us, and let me change the quality on this, maybe we can get this to look a little bit better. If you're going to give us a sequel, yeah, look at that. What's going on here? All right, there we go. It's a little bit better. If you're going to give us a completely different character, then show us something new. Make it look different. I mean, this looks exactly the same. And listen, I'm not trying to be nitpicky or anything here, but I just felt like if it's gonna look relatively the same, then give us the same character that we already knew. Now, a lot of people are trying to tell you Jin Sakai's story had concluded. Nah, no. There was a lot more you could have done with that character. Um, a whole lot more. But whatever. That's not what we're here to talk about today, though. We already know. You can go and watch this footage yourself. You skip ahead a little bit. I'd probably take the quality down from 4K to quit being greedy. So the video can play a little bit better. So there you go. You know, you're seeing stuff like this. But what I wanted to talk about is more on the side of the conversation around Ghost of Yotei. Okay, the absolute mind-numbing conversation, and it kind of centers around this tweet right here that I saw from Mighty Keef. So here it is. Okay, well, let me get y'all this. All right, here it is. This is what Mighty Keef had to say. So this person right here says, "Someone please explain to me how Ghost of Yotei is woke. If you feel this way, what are you actually upset about exactly? I'll miss Jin too, but Atsu seems cool, and no, she's not a samurai. No one says she was, so don't even start with that." All right. And then Mighty Keef quote tweets it and says, "There is nothing woke about Ghost of Yotei, and no one will be able to answer your question sensibly because there is no sensible answer. They are upset that the lead actress is leftist. That's it. Not the actual character in the game, mind you. The actress." Okay. All right. So, Mr. Keef, you're wrong. I'm going to tell you why you're wrong. First of all, I could debunk your statement just by saying that most voice actresses and actors, but especially actresses, are leftists and no one cares. No one cares. So why would all of a sudden people care about the fact that the actress for this game is leftist? The simple fact of the matter is, either you don't know or don't want to know the real reason why people are calling this game woke. So let's talk about it. All right. So you're Sony, right? And you operate in the video game industry. I mean, you operate in many other industries, but the video game industry is probably where you make your bread and butter. You have the leading console with the PlayStation. I don't know about that anymore. Probably Nintendo has that. But the point is, the video game market is a very volatile market. And typically, people are risk averse. Okay? People like the suits, they like sequels and spin-offs and things like this, much like Hollywood, because there's a lot of millions and millions of dollars, tens, hundreds of millions of dollars that goes into making these video games. And the last thing you want is to sink hundreds of millions of dollars into a game and it comes out and it flops. So you actually take a risk and put millions of dollars into this game called Ghost of Tsushima. It comes out and it is an absolute hit. I mean, Japan loves it. America loves it. The world loves it. People fall in love with this character called Jin Sakai, and they love the combat, they love the story, they love everything about it. It's a bona fide hit. So much so that Jin Sakai becomes one of the mascots of your entire publishing platform. As in, when you go to PlayStation's homepage, be it on the website, be it on the console itself, you're gonna see characters like Kratos, Jin Sakai, old girl from the Horizon series, whatever. It used to be Crash Bandicoot. He's not there no longer. Astro Boy, or not Astro Boy. I'm tripping. What's the Astrobot motherfucker? I don't know. That fucking goofy of a game. Whatever. The point is, he's literally a mascot, and mascots are great for your brand because it sells consoles. It sells video games. It sells your brand, much like how John 117, aka the Master Chief, sold consoles for Xbox. That's why you put him up there, because it's brand recognition. It helps your brand. So you decide you're going to do a sequel. And years later, all of a sudden, we get a version of the game with a whole new character that nobody loves. I mean, that nobody cares about. Where's Jin Sakai? Now, again, remember, these people in these suits are risk averse. Okay? Very risk averse. An old saying is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So anybody can look at this and say, okay, just come in, do the same thing, add a couple new features, a brand new story, or a continuing story, and then we in the game. We are in the game. So what the hell is this? Now, there's rumors going around. Again, rumor. Take it with a grain of salt. That Sony Japan was under the impression that they were doing a. Hold on. Stupid. Had to turn up the volume there. Sony Japan was under the impression that we were getting Ghost of Tsushima 2 with Jin Sakai. So when you couple all of these things together, why would a company who has a hit suddenly change course for no reason at all and decide to put a female character in place of a beloved male character? We all know why. See, you may be able to just sit there and pretend like you don't see what your eyes are telling you. We all know why. It's because, and we've seen this in the industry before. This isn't speculation. This isn't a conspiracy theory. We know this. We know that the industry has tried to prioritize putting more female characters to the forefront. Even if you don't believe the video game industry is doing it, you have evidence of it. Hell, over in Hollywood, Kevin Feige got up on stage at San Diego Comic-Con in 2019 and promised everybody there was going to be more female superheroes in the MCU than male superheroes. And where has that gotten them? Nowhere. It's the same thing in the video game industry. So the woke part of it is the simple fact that they've taken a male character, a beloved male character, put him in the background and propped up a female character in pursuit of female representation. Otherwise, what other reason would you have to take a literal mascot and replace him with somebody else? That's the woke part of it. And you guys are always looking so surface level. The woke stuff goes deeper than just, oh, there's a female character. No, it tells you the mindset of the people that are either in charge or the people that are working on the game. It tells you that these people are people who care a lot about identity politics. Forgive me. They care a lot about identity politics. And that's why they're doing this. Because otherwise, if I give you a hit, like in hip hop, right? Like in hip hop, if I write you a hit, it's a certified hit. You on the top of the Billboard 100, all of that. Matter of fact, you number one on the Billboard 100. Okay? I write you a hit. And you say, okay, now I want another one. Okay, so I write you another one. Oh, this one's going to shoot up to the charts. You go in and you change the lyrics, you change the hook, and change everything I did to fit more what you wanted to do, and you release it. Maybe it'll still be a hit. Who knows? We don't know until the game comes out. But if it flops, we all know you had an agenda there. Well, no, we know you had an agenda to begin with. But if it flops, we know it's because you had an agenda there, and everybody can see the agenda. So yeah, you might not consider that a sensible answer. I would think it's because you're being delusional. I think it's fairly obvious to know that not only did they hire a leftist, a crazy one at that, one who had all of us blocked before the game even got announced. It just tells you the mindset of the people working on this game. And she's one of them. So there's that. There's your answer right there, Mighty Keef. Maybe you'll accept that. I don't know. But let's move on.